Hey, my name's Dan, and I'm going to unbox a all Holo Cube. So, before we unbox this bad boy, I wanted to go through some criteria that I had set to basically determine in the end if this was worth it. So the first criteria I have is shipping. Was the item packaged well? In other words, did we prevent shipping damage? And how quickly did the item get to my door? Is the card selection good? Was there a ton of duplicates? And did we have, a good amount of high value cards to make it worth our time? And last thing is card quality. Were the cards damaged? Were they in really poor condition, or were they in good condition? So each of these categories at the end, I'm going to assign up to 5 stars, depending on how I feel the product was, and then we'll come up with an overall rating. So this review is focused on an eBay seller named revolver0305. My interest was sparked because I had seen that he was selling all Holo, approximately 120, 130 cards, old back Japanese cubes. And I've heard a lot of negative reviews about cubes online, and I heard a lot of positive reviews about cubes. And there wasn't really a lot of content that I could find. It was very wishy-washy. So this gentleman by the name of Takuya, obviously this package is shipped from Japan, so he's got some sort of source, and that's really the focus of this review. So we're going to go ahead and start with the unboxing. So let's get into this. So far the package is a bag. I'm not very happy about that. I would have much preferred a box with some bubble wrap on the inside, but let's see how he did. Alright, so at least we got some bubble wrap, bare minimum. And let's cut this open. Alright, I already see a Charizard. That makes me very happy. I see a Game Boy Dragonite. I see a Venusaur. Alright, cool. We got 2 layers of bubble wrap. That's always good. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I do not know any of the Neo Pokemon names. I only know the classics, so I'm going to butcher some of this. Alright, we already got a note right here. Banned cards and rare cards. That's nice. It seems like this is a nice little bonus package that came in addition to the rest of the cube. So that's going to be fun to undo. So let's start small. Let's dive right into the banned cards. All right, banned and rare. So I can tell you there is one card that I am dying to get, and I would be amazed, ecstatic if it's in this pack somewhere, and that is a Misaki Gengar. So my hopes are low, but well, my hope is high, but my expectations are low rather. So let's see what we get right here. All right. Here we go. Here's the beginning. Oh, what do we got? It's kind of stuck. Oh, it's a Post-it. All right, we got something with a cow. Never seen that before. We got some slot machines. We're going to have to look all this stuff up here in a little bit. We got the Sabrina flicking you off. I know that one. Nice. We got some muck licking up the skirt of some young little girl. All right. Ooh, we got a Naked Misty. This is a pretty good set of banned cards. And we got some sort of Charizard that I haven't seen before. Looks like it's kind of Neo, I'm going to guess. We'll have to look that up here. Let's take a peek at the condition. Very pretty card. Alright. So I would say it's definitely reverse hollow. There's no hollow in the center field. You got some edge whiting around. Probably going to be in excellent, maybe a little bit less looking at the back with all the whiting, and it's an okay condition card. We got to find out what it is and see what it's worth. All right. So I did go ahead and put the Charizard in a sleeve. I gave everything else penny sleeves, and we are going to move on to the cube. Sorry for the noise in the background. That's my furious little Shih Tzu going to town. So, one thing that's nice about this cube that I was hoping for was the fact that everything comes in a sleeve. I had read somewhere that cubes are normally about 200 cards in size, and that some other people in the past have received cubes that were about 120, 130 cards, and those people received all sleeve cards. So that definitely makes me happy, because it means we're not going to get as much damage. So, trying to be careful here. Put this guy to the side. Alright, let's glitter. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Alright. So, on the outside we got us a Charizard. Not so great condition. There's definitely some edge damage. So the hollow has some scratches right down the middle, some imprints, some pretty significant corner damage. And the back has quite a bit of whiting and a little bit of fold on the corner. So not super great condition. Alright. We got us a Game Boy Dragonite. Bit better condition. Can't really see any scratches on the hollow. That's pretty good. The edges look pretty crisp and clean. And the back looks pretty good too, surprisingly. I would say definitely a near mint card. Let's go on to the Blastoise. Alright. So a few scratches on the hollow, on the right side and the top. Edges have some damage for sure. Did the old flipperoo, and it's definitely got some white edges here. Maybe a light play condition. And finally the Venusaur. It looks like the corner may have gotten damaged. Oh, nope, looks okay. So hollow looks like it's in pretty good condition. Edges all look good, centering's a bit off. And the back looks pretty good too. Definitely a near mint card. Alright. Alright, so we're going to start going through the cube. First up we got us a Politoed. Next we got a plant dinosaur. Ooh, we got a nice Erica. That's always good. Fossil Hypno. I think this guy is Hetercross or something like that. A Jumpluff. A Fossil Gengar. Surge's Sparrow. Or Furo, whichever one. A fancy whatever comes after Golbat. Looks like an upgrade to Chansey. So far a lot of Neo cards, that's pretty neat. Most of the cubes I've seen, they're very heavy on the base set, or the base sets, the first few. We got a Feraligatr, I think he's called. Kangaskhan or whatever. Dark Hypno. A Ditto. Rocket something. Sneak Attack, maybe. Got us a Dark Gyarados. Another Hypno. Not surprised that we're going to have some Hypno or Muck duplicates. No surprise there. Lapras. Speaking of Muck. Guess who's up next? Alright, we got us a Magnetron, an Aerodactyl, the evolution of Onyx, got us a weird looking dinosaur, got us a Misty, a Golbat, Seadra, Dark Alakazam, one of my favorite cards, an Articuno. Ooh, let's check out this Articuno real quick. I see a nice swirl right in the middle. So, condition looks pretty decent. The centering is off. There's a little bit of edge whiting. I don't see any scratches on the holo. The back looks decent, a little bit of whiting. Probably about a near mint card. It's nice. Got us a Kabutops, another Lapras, Misty's Golduck, another Firo Sparrow, whatever it is, Pidgeot, another Kangas, another Articuno. Okay, getting lots of legendary birds. See how this one looks. No swirls. Centering's off a little bit. Condition of the card's pretty good. Tiny bit of whiting. Definitely a near mint card. Alright, another Aerodactyl. I believe this guy is Typhlosion, Explosion or something. Dark Machamp. Another plant dinosaur. Another one of these guys. So far, a fair amount of duplicates. Evolution to Togepi, another one. Yeah. So a lot of duplicates so far, actually. I would say about most of the cards have been a duplicate. Beedrill, there's another duplicate there. Arbok, Southern Islands card, the first one. Alright. Another duplicate, another duplicate. Raichu in not so good condition. Machamp, Hitmonchan, more duplicates. Giovanni's Machamp, another duplicate here, another duplicate, another duplicate. So far a lot of duplicates, huh? Snorlax, Wigglytuff. There you go, here's a nice one. Got us a Dragonite fossil. Let's crack her open and see the condition. So up in the top there's an imprint. The edges look pretty decent. There's some scuffing up there on the top left. And a little bit of whiting kind of down here in this region. A little bit on the left side too. Probably about an excellent card because of that imprint up there. Might have been near mint. Okay. Porygon, Dark Dragonite. It's nice. We got a set of 3 Dragonites. Another duplicate Dragonite. Duplicate Kabutops. Another duplicate. Another duplicate. I think we saw one Chansey. Definitely saw Pidgeot. That's another duplicate. Snorlax is a duplicate. Another Pidgeot duplicate. Koga's ditto. Here's another duplicate right there. Got us a not so good condition Flareon. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of scratches right there in the middle. That's a pretty neat Beedrill. Haven't seen this one. A Rocket Moltres. A standard Moltres. Let's check this one out. I always love me some legendary birds. So this one does have some scratching right there kind of in the center. Holo's pretty decent. Some little scuffs on the card, some edge damage. Probably a excellent condition card. Definitely not a near mint. Alright, press, another Rocket Moltres, another Feraligatr, duplicates. Seadra duplicates back to back. Brock's Rhydon. Misty's Tentacruel. I believe this is Holo or Holo. Alright, this is a card I've actually wanted. It's a beautiful card. Never owned one of these. It's a Kabutops. Looks like he's in pretty good condition. I don't see any real scratches or scuffing on the holo. Edges look pretty good. Centering's off a little bit. Back of the card, some white edges on the left bottom side and the top right. Probably about a near mint. Decent condition. Got a Missy's Gold Duck again. Polyrath. Who's this? Azul or Azur or something like that. Alright, we got us another Articuno. Let's check her out. A lot of Articunos. That's good. It's a very pretty card when it's not in poor condition. This one's got some light scratching on the left-hand side here. It's got a minor edge wear. Probably about an excellent card. Actually, it's got some significant kind of damage over here. I don't know if it's dirt or creases. Definitely has a crease here in the corner. Probably put it at about light played because of that crease. Alright. Another Onyx Evolution for another duplicate. Another duplicate with a Dark Dragonite. Got us a Yellowstone Black Bear. Watch out, don't start no forest fires. Got us a Pinsir, a Flareon, better condition. Let's check this one out. It's got a nice little holo swirl right here on the left. Looks like two of them stacked on top of each other. Not really, there's a little scratch right there in the center on the holo. Edges look good. Edges look good on the back. I would say if it wasn't for that scratch, we'd be pretty close to a near mint. It's probably about a mint. It's probably about a near mint plus card right here. Alright, we got us a Rocket Sneak Attack again, I believe that's what this is. Which makes, I want to say, a third or a fourth. And lastly, a Jungle Venomoth. Alright. Alright, so I counted up all the cards. There were 103 cards in the center, plus the 4 holos on the outside. So that takes us up to 107 total. And then with the 6 extra cards that were thrown in for the band cards, I already lost count. I think we're at, what, 110 total? So a little bit less than what was advertised. I believe the number advertised was 120 to 130 in the cube. So we're about 15 less cards overall. I'm going to go ahead and sort and figure out how many duplicates we got. Alright, so I laid out all of the duplicates and I counted them up. There is a total of 59. So 59 of these cards. Let's assume the average duplicate is probably 2.5 times. You're probably looking about 40 cards are actual duplicates, and the other ones are just the original. There's Pinky. So initial impression with the cube, it was okay. I was hoping for the outer cards, the Charizard, the Blastoise, to be in better condition. I was, hoping for like an excellent condition. They're a little bit rougher than that. I thought there was a lot of duplicates. Wasn't too thrilled about that. I got some more research to do though. I need to figure out some of these cards I don't know the value. So I gotta do a little bit of homework, and then I'll kind of compile all the information and we'll grade it. So an initial impression, I went and did some research on just the band cards and the outer cards, and if you kind of add up all their values, they take you just over $100, and the cube itself was under 152 shipped. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Almost make up the value of the cube with just the extra cards and the outer cards of the cube itself. So I just added up the value of all these cards and assigned them a condition. This is kind of the inflated eBay value, and it added up to be $484.50. So if you consider, that's shipped, right? So you're probably going to lose about 40 to 50% of that in the process of reselling, paying eBay fees, PayPal fees, shipping, and probably coming down a little bit in price to actually get it sold. You're looking at about $250 worth of cards total. So I came up with a final score. I just want to kind of go over it real quick. So shipping was pretty good. The only reason why I marked it down just a little bit is because it came in a envelope and not in a box. And coming overseas, there's definitely the potential for things to get rattled and broken up. So in my case, I didn't have any damage. I don't think I had any damage. So I gave it a really high rating, right? Because 5 is outstanding. 3 is average, right? So this isn't like if you're not 5, you're not good. So it was very good. It was just, I think I would have liked to have seen a box. Next, card selection, I give it a 3. And the reason why, there were some high value cards. They weren't in great condition. And there were a lot of duplicates. But I didn't want to make it anything less than average because there was actually a good mix of Neo and all the different sets. I thought like there was a pretty good representation of everything. So I thought card selection was okay. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. It was pretty average in my opinion. Next is card quality. So the overall card quality, once I reviewed all the cards, there was the majority of them were definitely in the near mint range. Next being kind of the excellent range. And then some light play. I say light play and minty were there was probably a little bit more light play than minty and not that much moderate play or heavy play, which I was kind of expecting more of. So there was the card quality did kind of exceed expectations, but the cards that really mattered, they weren't that great. So I'm gonna give it a little bit better than average rating. And finally, the value. I kind of added a new category, value, because I thought that was kind of important. So the inflated eBay value that I came off of, which isn't based off of sold listings, it was based off of current active listings. It kind of gave the whole deck of value of about $484. I would say that's probably a bit inflated. It's probably closer to like $350 to $400, which is pretty good. It means you double the value of the cube. But if you're buying a cube, you're only buying it for 2 reasons. One, you're either collecting, or 2 is you're trying to sell. And if you're trying to sell, you're gonna get hamstrung a lot by fees and postage and whatnot. So the value wasn't bad. It was decent. I was expecting to gain value. I would think anyone would expect to gain value when they're buying in bulk. And they are, especially when you're getting random things that you're gonna have to look at and sort through and trade and sell or whatever to get the things you really want. So I think it was a little bit above average. I got a little bit more value out than I was expecting, but it wasn't anything amazing. It wasn't like I got like this one card that was worth $300, right? Every card, the value was probably around $25 or less. So I kind of gave it overall rating. I feel like the overall rating was about a 3.75 out of 5. It was a good deal. If you're buying the cube to collect or to trade, kind of locally, it's probably a good deal for you. You're probably gonna get a bunch of duplicates, but that's just gonna be trading material that you can use with your friends. If you're a kid who's looking to buy a cube and is going to invest time to kind of turn a profit, it's probably a good deal for you because you don't have an income, right? You're a kid, so making maybe like $150 off of reselling isn't such a bad idea. But if you're an adult and you're buying a cube and the goal of your cube is to either get like really rare cards or to get or to resell, it might not be worth your investment. Having to sell 100 cards on eBay, the time investment, it might not be worth, $100 or $150, whatever you make.
And that's kind of a, just a guess right now of what you could do. I haven't actually done it yet. So I felt like overall it was a little bit better than an average deal, right? Average was I was expecting to gain value. So I think I got a little bit more than I was expecting, but it wasn't anything crazy out of the norm, extraordinary. So overall, I think it was a good deal. Would I do it again? Probably, just because opening the cube is so much fun. Would I do it to make a profit? Probably not. Yeah, so that's kind of my analysis.